Hello everyone, are you ready for another anime recap? Then subscribe right now to this Anime Plots YouTube channel and watch this full video. Did you subscribe? Okay, let's start the video.
Previously on Enirip we see Ains kills Nigan and changes his name from Amanga to Ains Olgaun. He orders his servants to find and capture the strongest man from around the world, and now, while he himself heads to the city of Irantal along with one of the maidservants Nabero Gamma, Ains and Nabril take on the aliases of Momin and Nabe, respectively, in order to join the Adventurers Guild in the city of Irantal to learn more about the world. The other adventurers try and intimidate them, but they are not that scary and don't know who they are messing with. During the scuffle though, one of the other adventurers ends up having their potions broken and she is super pissed. She comes in demanding a replacement. Nabe almost attacks her, but Momin stops her in time and hands the adventurer lady a red potion instead. The lady adventurer, Brita, is confused at what she has gotten and heads into the town to get it appraised. She heads straight to the local herbalist shop from where she usually buys her potions and meets with the shop owner Lizzie. The old shopkeeper instantly recognizes the potion as a true potion and tries to buy it off the adventurer. However, instead of buying the potion, she sends her grandson, Infuria, to find the person who made it and somehow learn to create it from them. At the guild, Momin and Nabe come across a group of adventurers called the Sword of Darkness. The only powerful one among them is the talent holder Ninya. The group asks Momin and Nabe to join their party for a mission, but just then Momin is called to the counter, as he had been requested for a private mission by none other than Furia. Furia is also a famous talent holder who can use any kind of magical item, so the Sword of Darkness tell Momin that he should perhaps take Furia's request instead. However, Momin tells them that they could join him in the job as well since he had already joined their party. The request is simple, Furia wanted to head to Karn village to gather some herbs and wanted protection from bandits who would come their way. As Momin and his party head to Karn village, a dangerous necromancer Khajiit and a bloodthirsty female assassin, Clementine, plot a takeover of Irantal. While on their way to the village, the party is attacked by a large group of goblins and ogres. They are however quick to adjust. A battle plan is made quickly. While the Swords of Darkness pick off the goblins, Momin and Nabe would eliminate the ogres. As the fight proceeds, Momin immediately breaks the formation and instantly obliterates several ogres single-handedly. Nabe follows his leads as well and shows off some third-tier magic, massacring several ogres and goblins while she is at it. The Swords of Darkness realize that these two aren't just some ordinary copper-level adventurers. Their level was far higher than that. Back at Irantal, Clementine and Khajiit's plan to take over the city has already started to begin, as they have already managed to gain the Crown of Wisdom, which could be used to create a massive horde of zombies for their army. Their scheme was taking shape. Momin's group finally arrives at Karn village, which seems to have become something totally different since the last time Momin visited it as Ains. Ern had used the goblin horn that Ains had given her, and now a horde of really intelligent and powerful zombies protected the village. They even apprehend Momin and the gang from entering the village until Ern shows up and lets them in. Ainfuria has always had a crush on Ernie and frequently visited the village to meet her, but this visit was after he had learned of the attack. She tells Ainfuria why the village is fortified, and she also mentions Ains Olgaun, the red potion that healed her, which leads Ainfuria to conclude that Momin is Ains Olgaun. Ainfuria quickly rushes to Momin aka Ains and thanks him for saving the girl he loved. He also apologizes for deceiving him and reveals his true purpose for hiring Ains on the journey. Ains is not angry but tells him not to reveal his identity to anyone. The next day, Ainfuria requests the Swords of Darkness along with Momin and Nabe to help him collect medical herbs in the forest. Wise King of the Forest, a supposedly powerful magical creature. Seeing an opportunity to gain fame, Momin contacts Aura back in Azoric and has her draw out the beast from its den. As the group enters the forest, strange noises start to scare them senseless, and Momin heads to check it out, knowing all too well that it's the supposed beast that he needed to defeat. From the depths of the forest, the beast angrily runs out and charges Momin. However, much to his disappointment, Momin immediately recognizes the beast as a giant Jungarian hamster, a species that one of his guild mates kept as a pet in real life. Realizing that it would be too much of an embarrassment to slaughter such a helpless and weak monster, Momin instead opts to use one of his skills to scare the beast into submission. He decides to make the king his servant instead, naming the wise King Hamski. He then heads outside on the hamster's back and introduces Hamski to the Swords of Darkness, who are in awe. More importantly, they are not scared of it either, so that does make it a bit awkward for Hamski. All of the members of the Sword of Darkness are in awe at the creature's glory since it's very renowned throughout the world. Anyways, after successfully collecting the herbs, the group returns to Irantal. Momin and Nabe then part ways with the group to register Hamski, while the Swords of Darkness return to the pharmacy for their payment from Ainfuria's grandmother. As the Sword of Darkness escorts Ainfuria, almost expecting a happy end to their journey, Clementine appears in front of them. The psychopathic woman is not at all subtle with her plans and boldly declares that she wanted to kidnap Ainfuria. The Swords of Darkness attempt to buy time for Ainfuria and Ninya to escape, but Khajiit blocks their way of escape. There was only one way of escape: fight. Elsewhere, after registering Hamski at the Adventurers Guild, Momin and Nabe meet Lizzie, who guides them to her house. However, something is wrong. The sound of silence is all too creepy for Momin to handle. He quickly grabs his sword and heads into the storage room alongside Nabe, where they find the Swords of Darkness turned into zombies. He quickly finishes the 3 men and notices a mutilated body of Ningya lying there with Ainfuria nowhere to be seen. Nothing else except Ainfuria was taken. Their target must have been Ainfuria. With this knowledge, Momon asks Lizzie if she wants to hire him to save her grandson. He knows he is confident that he can save Ainfuria from his abductors, but Lizzie would have to give him everything she had as a reward. With no other option, Lizzie agrees to the pseudo-Faustian contract. Momon then puts his hand through a literal hole in the space-time continuum and pulls out several scrolls like a literal badass. He then commands Nabe, explaining to her the order of the spells she has to use to track down Ainfuria. They manage to track down Clementine to an old cemetery on the edge of town. Using Crystal Monitor, Momon discovers an undead army with Ainfuria at its center, which makes him realize that there was going to be a zombie attack soon. He orders Lizzie to alert the guild in town, and immediately rushes to the cemetery. At the cemetery gates, the guards are having a chill time when one of them suddenly notices the horde of zombies coming their way. Fortunately for them, Momon and Nabe arrive in time to save them from the zombies. The two literally take down an entire army of zombies and reach the place where Ainfuria is being held. Outside the Shady Temple, Khajiit is performing some ritual with his minions while Clementine sits like a villain in the shadows of one of the pillars. To make the fight even, Momon decides to take on the psychopath Clementine, while Nabe takes on Khajiit and his minions. Nabe, even while restraining her powers, very much takes out all of Khajiit's minions in a flash, so the old Voldemort sympathizer pulls up his trump card, a literal skeletal dragon. The woman is still powerful enough that she can literally counter the skeleton and chill while she is at it. On the other hand, Momon is having a great time as well, because Clementine is really cocky and that is always going to have her dead. She boasts that only Gazef would probably be able to beat her, and tells Momon that he should run while he is still able to. Momon is astounded at the girl's claims and offers up a counterclaim to fight her handicapped. Their battle begins as well. Back with Nabe, and my man Khajiit is so desperate that he summons not 1 but 2 skeletal dragons. This time though, Nabe has a bit of an issue until she hears the words from her master to unleash her full potential. She then proves the whole skeletal dragons are immune to magic. Hoax wrong. Yes, they were immune to magic, but only up to 6th tier magic, and Nabe had access to magic way above that level. Nabe easily obliterates both the dragons and Khajiit with a 7th tier spell. Momon, continuing to give Clementine a handicap, clashes with her repeatedly. Furious at how Momon repeatedly mocks her as weak, Clementine charges Momon with a full force attack and stabs him in both eyes with elemental strikes. Momon brushes off the move to Clementine's shock and pins her with a one-armed bear hug. Revealing his true nature as an undead, Ainz torments Clementine that she was defeated by a magic caster that did not even use magic. Visibly shaken, Clementine snaps and flails relentlessly while thrashing at Ainz to release her. Her efforts prove futile, and Ainz crushes her body with both arms, killing her. Ainz then returns victorious with Nabril, Hamski, and Ainfuria, and for his efforts is immediately promoted to Mithril rank. Elsewhere, on her mission, Shelter is outside Nizoric, trying to find martial arts users with Sabas and Solution, another one of the maids from Nizoric. Solution has been pretending to be a lady of a huge house and attracting unwanted attention through which the others have been gathering info and more importantly prisoners on their way to another town. They almost immediately encounter some bandits. The poor bandits don't know, however, that it is their deaths they have stopped, and not some poor helpless lady, who they can rob. Shelter steps out the carriage and her vampire women immediately crash and brutally split every man standing nearby. Shelter, on the other hand, sends Sabas and Solution back to the kingdom and goes to the bandit space, where she confronts their leader, Brain Unglaus, who knows martial arts. However, he is so weak compared to her that she does not even realize that he is using martial arts. The poor guy's entire life's training is proven worthless when his main attack is literally countered by her pinky fingernail. She then goes into blood frenzy and kills all of the bandits except Brain, who escapes. She tries to follow him, but encounters some other adventurers. Shelter kills all of them one by one until she reaches Brita, who is so dumbfounded and scared that she throws a literal potion at the vampire. Luckily for her, the potion was the same one given to her by Ainz, which makes Shelter believe that Ainz wanted her alive. She takes the adventurer prisoner and extracts information from her when she realizes that one adventurer was set to run away. She tries to find him but ends up being attacked by some unknown people who bring out some god-tier weapon and attack her with it, turning the whole dark area into a bright white light. Elsewhere, as he discusses his new promotion with Nabril, Ainz contacts Albedo, who alerts him that Shelter Bloodfallen has rebelled against Nizoric. Ainz returns back to the Nizoric in a state of panic. If this could happen to one NPC, it could happen to all of them. He tells Albedo to raise the security of the guild to the maximum, and then asks her to track the true vampire's whereabouts. At the same time, all Mithril adventurers are summoned as well to deal with this unknown vampire who has slaughtered tons of adventurers only last night. Ainz realizes that this was Shelter and volunteers to take her down himself. Ainz then takes Albedo to the treasure room, which is guarded by the NPC that he created, Pandora's actor. Quickly grabs the world-class items in the guild and equips the floor guardian NPCs with them to protect them before he goes to fight Shelter. But he also states that Shelter is one of the strongest NPCs in Nizoric and that he might not be able to beat her. After all the preparations are done, Ainz heads into the first major battle of his life in this new world. With all the other floor guardians watching, Ainz was not just battling for victory, but also for his honor as the leader of Nizoric. He could have sent any one of the other NPC to do the work for him, but Ainz didn't want them to fight amongst themselves because in them he saw his friends. Ains reaches and challenges Shelter to a battle, but she doesn't respond until she is attacked, just like in the games. The battle then finally commences. Shelter has no idea why, but she reveals that she needs to attack Ains. She was probably brainwashed by the Godtier weapon. Shelter gives one hell of a fight to Ains, who even has to use his special move. Ains and Shelter Bloodfallen continue their fight. However, it is revealed that the outcome of their fight was already predicted by Ains. He had used the oldest skill that humans had invented to defeat Shelter, lying. Ains had purposely been telling her his weakness, and the lack of it, and luring her using fake data. Using the knowledge about Shelter, provided by her creator and his friend Pero Rankino, he had the whole battle pre-planned. So even though Shelter thought that Ains was probably out of his depth, he was just getting started. Ains changes to a warrior class and uses the world champion armor, Perfect Warrior. Ains then exploits the fact that he had been playing Yggdrasil manically for the past years and pulls out one cash shop item after another. He finally uses a super tier spell, Fallen Down, which finally kills Shelter. With the NPC defeated, Ains returns back at Nazoric. Ains then gathers all his servants in the treasure room and tells them his plan to resurrect Shelter using the gold that they had. He tells them to kill Shelter if she awakens still under command of the God-tier magic. Then, he resurrects Shelter using 500 million gold. Thankfully, Shelter is out of the spell but has no memory of her time under mind control. With everything set back to normal, Momin and Nabe return to the guild to look for a new job, and it is shown that he has been promoted directly to Adamantine class, making them the third Adamantite party in the kingdom. That's it for Season 1, 3,000 likes and I'll know you guys want Season 2. Thanks for watching.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.